All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee, each and every time. That is a promise from the mighty Psycho to you out there. So, we're going to go off. I have had really good positive reviews and private messages from you guys seeming to enjoy my Jukebox From Hell series. That's right. So this is what we're doing today. We are up to Jukebox From Hell, episode Quattro. That's right. So I know if you remember seeing at the Ringo episode that I just previously did, and if you didn't, go back and see that for episode 4 we were going to be touching on this particular album here. Oh boy. The Osmonds, The Plan. That's right, from June of 1973. This one here signed by by Merrill and Jay and Wayne Osmonds. That's right. I met them it was either 2009 or 2010 in Branson, Missouri. Very nice bunch of fellows, to tell you the truth. Me and my son Mike, we got to go and check this out. This here. Here's your gatefold. This is the back. And for the people in the record collecting standpoint, it's also an illustration. This is supposed to be a concept album, basically, about the plan of salvation, which is important in the Mormon faith. Here's your nice, lovely MGM. This is nice and minty. Nice and minty indeed. So like I said, here's my research. My research today, of course, came from the official Osmonds website, along with Wikipedia and AllMusic. Alright. So, this album, like I said, came out in late June 1973. The previous album, Crazy Horses, came out in October 1972. Like I said a little bit here, the album's title is From the Plan of Salvation, which is a key part of the Mormon faith. This album only made it to number 58 on the US charts, but the UK people loved this thing. It went to number 6 over there. 2 singles were both stopped at number 36 in the US. How odd, right? So, Going Home and Let Me In both only got to number 36 on the US charts. Going Home on the UK, though, made it to number 4, and Let Me In made it to number 2. Yeah, like I said, those UK people loving it. It also went gold there as well. So let's go into the songs, shall we, on this. So we start out with War in Heaven was the first track, and I'm going to tell you, it sounds like something that you would hear in a made-for-TV movie. I know that's a little bit of a strange description, but, you know, like the rest of this album, go be a musical detective and go take a listen to what I'm talking about here. This album is all over YouTube. You can catch examples of this, but it really does sound like something you'd hear in a made-for-TV movie. Next song here, so track 2, Traffic in My Mind. Cool tune, going into a late 60s jam psych band thing. Very enjoyable. I was very surprised. We go from that to track 3, Before the Beginning. Nice ballad with crying baby sounds in the beginning, which kind of throws it off a little. Going to number 4, Movie Man. What an odd song filled with many cartoony sound effects. It kind of gets annoying, to be honest with you. They were talking about making that a single, like the 3rd single off of this. Kind of glad they didn't go with that. Number 5, Let Me In. Really nice ballad with strings. The harmonies are nice. It sounds like something you would hear on a Letterman or a Vogue's album, though. Seriously, that's what immediately came to mind. Oh, now we get to the crackerjack part of this. Track 6, One Way Ticket to Anywhere. Oh my God. Now, I'll tell you what I originally wrote, and then I did research on this. Wow, what the hell just happened? This is the great track here with a down by the lazy river kind of vibe. And then I wrote, why wasn't this released as a single? But guess what? You Osmond fans are going to know that it was released as a single, but it was the B-side to Let Me In. Oh, the DJ should have flipped that single and stuck this as the A-side. I'm telling you, in my opinion, it would have been a top 10 single. Seriously, One Way Ticket to Anywhere is the gem on this album, truthfully. Another thing really quickly about the DJ bit, okay? So MGM, the story goes, is that they went to some of the major markets, all right? And they put this album as a white label press to some of these bigger DJs, and all they wrote was the plan. They didn't mention that it was the Osmonds. The DJs were given 2-3 weeks roughly to play some of this material. The DJs came back with positive feedback. They were like, the listeners are calling in, either with requests from this thing, or they would, you know how they used to do in the 70s and 80s, they battle one song against another song to see what was the song of the day per se. The DJs were either saying that the band's name was The Plan, or at least we don't know who it is, but the album's called The Plan. Well, then the MGM A&R dude came back to those markets, went off and said that it was the Osmonds. 9 out of 10 of those big markets dropped it within the next day from their playlists. So I'm telling you, there wasn't a lot of Osmonds love going on in 1973. But let's continue on this, shall we? Number 7, Are You Up There? Bombastic start to a song about why are we here? Why are we here as humans? It's not a bad song. Melancholy, yes it is. Track 8, It's Alright. It's Alright. Track 9, Mirror, Mirror. Harmonica, Jaws harp, and tap dancing in a song of self-reflection. Interesting to say the least. Track 10, Darlin'. This is the love song of the album. It's a nice song. Track 11, The Last Days. I do like this song, but it kind of has a Zappa vibe a little bit, and that's not bad. It's just a little strange. Osmond's doing Zappa. And lastly, track 12, Going Home. Great rocker to end this great album. Yeah, I said great album. I'm telling you now, if you're not a big fan of the Osmonds, and I can understand that, they have that goody-goody, squeaky white, clean image in the 70s, all right? Your teeny bopper idols. Go examine this album, and I think you're going to end up having a different thought process about all of this. Just amazing. Most of this album, it's close to perfection, almost. Like I said, there's about maybe 2 tracks on this thing. If they would have changed them with something else, you'd have one of those perfect albums. And that's really rare for me, Mighty Psycho, to say that. Now, to tell you what happens next, in November 1974, Love Me For A Reason comes out. That's the next album after this. Does better on the charts. This one here only made it to 58 in the U.S. for the charts in 73, but Love Me For A Reason will get up to number 47, and you even have a top 10 single coming off of that next album. So go check out The Plan. That's right, plan on it. I know that was a pun, I don't care. So I know you may or may not be asking, what is episode 5 of Jukebox From Hell? We're going to go to the fall of 1980. Now, when this album was started, he was technically still a member of this big 70s band, but by the end of it, he wasn't. Oh boy, this thing didn't chart. It didn't even get a CD release until 1997. We're going to be talking about Peter Criss's Out of Control for September 1980. Technically his second solo album, but the first one not under the Kiss banner. That'll be right next time on Jukebox From Hell. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. This is the Mighty Psycho, always powered by coffee, each and every time. Put in the comments What do you think about the Osmonds album? What do you think should be an album or a CD for me to examine in a future Jukebox From Hell episode? And you know what? If I pick your suggestion, I'll throw you in the shout outs too. Take care, everybody. God bless. Rock on.